Why not?
Because you're not bowling anymore. Yeah, you get to go to the front. All right. Welcome back. A Sunday, Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. We are here at the Santa Fe, Sunday, August 29th. This is a semifinal game. We just got done with the game prior to this, and we had two people. Let's see, we had Jared, who's up on lane 11 right now, beat Sarah Myrick, 221 to 160 in the JV section. In the finals for the semifinals for Varsity, we have Chris Lalos bowling Sebastian Huffman. Today's pattern was a modified house shot. We call it a white 40-footer. So scores were way higher today. Chris beat it, snapped off his buddy Seth Stovall in the game prior to this, 148 to 185. So coming into the semifinals, we got Chris bowling Sebastian Huffman. Again, like to thank everybody for all their help. Kathy McCluskey here at Santa Fe Lanes, Bowling Center Manager. All of the volunteers, John Zippy, for his donation. Frenchie Letourneau, Hall of Famer in Las Vegas and the state, bowling writer, for his donation today. Allowed us to pay two of our girls. The high non-cashers was Ava McLaughlin in the JV, and in the varsity was Kelsey, who our winner from yesterday. So today obviously is a separate tournament, two more different winners. Bowling on the right lane, lane 12 is Jared. He is coached by Mr. Eric Forkel himself. He is bowling against JT Verde, 11 years old. So we've got a 14-year-old bowling an 11-year-old in the JV. In the varsity, we have Chris Lalos, who's 17, bowling Mr. Sebastian Huffman, who just turned 14 a couple weeks ago. So always fun. Jared on lane 11. Been throwing it pretty good. Nice shot. Yeah, Jared, JR. He told me, he's like, hey, JT beat me in the last tournament here last month, so he's looking for a little revenge over little JT Verde here. Bowling on lane 12. He's throwing the ball so good. Nice shot, JT. Sebastian on lane 11. He's on a two-bagger going into the third frame. Oh, caught a break there. In the finals, so the winners of the JV game here will be bowling Dart Longa, who made, again, the finals yesterday. In varsity, the winner will be bowling Mason Snow, who made his first cut, and he was the lead qualifier of today's bracket. So I'm sure he's over there. He's over there practicing a little bit. He's getting a little nervous. So again, this is a white pattern, 40-footer. Really the only trickiness of this whole pattern was turned into a wet-dry lanes transition pretty quick. Not a lot of reverse oil on the Kegel machine. So a lot of transition. Got wet-dry for games 3-4. Right now they're playing pretty good. Sebastian said that they were a little tricky, but he's on a three-bagger, so we'll see. JT, lane 11, through the nose. Oh, 5-0. Hopefully that doesn't come too costly later on. the spare here. This gives JR 158 in the third. JT is at 53 in the fourth, so he's down by 20-some pins already. Chris Lalos up on lane 11. He was on a two-bagger. He's in the fourth frame now. Sebastian's on the front three. Yeah. Should be a very makeable spare for Seabass. Throw it right, watch it hook back. Huge shout out to Storm Nation, Coolwick. Coolwick supplies all of Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour shirts for all the champions. They will be supplying all of our Junior Gold League travel group, probably 20, 25 kids in it, be traveling back to Grand Rapids. So shout out to them. Santa Fe Lanes, Stations Casinos, Kathy McCluskey. My right-hand man over here, Ben Huffman, setting up all this stuff. Mike Ruiz sitting in front of me. This couldn't happen without these guys. Nice shot, Sebastian. Our next tournament is when, Ben? So Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour?
Our next tournament is going to be September 25th and 26th. And the Saturday will start right after League. So definitely by noon, but it would be good to be here by 10:30 for check-in around 11. Or possible start time at 11. So once we get it, watch the website, because once we get into the league, we'll know how long it lasts, and we'll know when the start dates on Saturdays are. Sundays will now move to a check-in at 9, play at 10, and we'll be updating the dates under the information center of our website at LVYBT.com, and the event dates will be all listed, and the centers and the times should be, for the most part, finished here this week. Watch for that update.
Cool. Love it. Yeah, it's going to be a busy fall, that's for sure, with our Junior Gold every Saturday morning. We should be done. Only bowl 4 games on all the patterns that we use, all the kids used this year in Indianapolis. So then after that, we have a bowling tournament. So a lot of volunteer work going on this year by Ben, Mike, myself, Zippy, Dave Allen. So going to be a lot of work going on, but it's well worth it watching our young kids come up, get them college ready and future. Wow, nice shot. I don't know. This JR's grown about a foot in the last 6 months, so it's been fun watching him go through the process of working hard, and again, he's got a great coach in Eric Forkel. But solid 8 right there. But I'd give him 95% chance of picking this up. JR's getting a lot better with the spares. Definitely noticed that as he's gone through this foot of growth. So his swing's gotten a lot better. Spine tilt looks good. Rev rate's going up. So love it. Made a lot of changes with Sebastian's game here in the last several months as he's been growing. Getting there. A little too much shoulder. All right. Arm swing's looking a little better. Kind of. Oh, look at this. Oh, special guest.
So, Elias, what's your favorite? Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
What's your favorite thing about bowling?
This is Sebastian's little brother, Elias, little E. He's the cutest kid around. Nice shot, JT. What's your favorite thing about bowling?
Bowling.
Bowling?
Yeah. Getting a new ball.
Getting a new ball?
Ooh.
What type of ball? Like a storm ball?
A ghost ball.
Oh, Ghostbusters ball.
A ghost Ghostbusters ball. Yeah, he walked in this morning with his backpack and his backpack Ghostbusters and his mask Ghostbusters. So he's our future left-handed two-hander. So,
Two-handed left.
two-handed lefty. Nice shot, Chris.
So we'll have a score update for the 7th frame here in a minute.
That's right.
Ooh, oh my gosh, Sebastian just tripped out the 210.
All right. Go ahead with the score update. You're good at this.
Well, once we complete, oh, okay, now we got the 7th frame complete. So we've got JT and Jared. JT is sitting at 103 with the double, and Jared is at 126 with the spare in the 7th. JT gets
Needed this.
oh needed 7 on that. So he jumps to 130 right there. Chris Lelos has a 133 with an open in the 7th, and Sebastian's sitting at a 158 with a triple. Oh my gosh. Okay. Almost got that 4 out.
Almost tripped it. Yeah. So it was pretty cool yesterday, Ben, when you were bringing up. A lot of the kids were very angry. Not angry.
Well, gameplay. Gameplay is important, and strategery, as Bush would say, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can't always be looking to try to. What happens to us a lot on the road is, you're not bowling for the first position. You're bowling to try to make a position. If you end up with the first position, that's great. But sometimes we have to get things whittled down to the single game or double game win.
Yeah.
To a total pinfall win. So sometimes strategery is important.
Well, it was funny yesterday that we talked to a lot of the kids, and they were, again, upset with the boardwalk pattern. Very short, very difficult. Their spares were very, very difficult. I said, okay, you know what? So we made a change on the fly in what the pattern was today, just to give the kids a different perspective of what they're used to bowling on house versus competing on a difficult pattern. And the scores actually yesterday, even though the scores were a lot lower, competitive, they were all 20 to 30 pins away from making a cut at some point. Today, so I said today, okay, we'll make the pattern easier. So at the end of the day, I asked all the kids, regardless of what level they were at, whether they're at Sebastian's level, they were a little lower, or just beginners, every one of the kids said that they would, after bowling today, they said they would rather bowl on a harder pattern. So again, that's our focus for Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. All scratch all the time, 2 divisions, 175 and up, 174 and below.
That's a house average.
Average, right.
You have an established sport average or a LVYBT average. The JV split is at 158.
Yep. So again, all of our kids at all the levels said that they would rather bowl on something difficult. So because they know that it levels the playing field, regardless what the pattern is, meaning difficult pattern. If it's a difficult pattern, it levels the playing field. So, but they all had fun. Again, learning how to win is the most important thing. Right now, growing bowling is the most important thing. First place through 4th place, not a huge difference as far as money. Championship shirt, yep, donated by Coolwick. But again, we're teaching our kids how to win at all levels on all patterns. So over in the championship pair, getting ready, we got Dart in the JV section. I think this is going to be Dart's last tournament in the JV section. He's been bowling really well. Hold on, Chris.
Yeah, we'll have to see where his average lands after this.
Yeah.
We have a couple kids that are caught in the in-between
border, yeah.
So
sometimes it can be a little difficult for the parents. We understand, but again, it's all about learning and education. So,
well, we have to keep in mind that this is an easier pattern.
Yeah.
So when we take a look at the averages,
we have to use the USBC sport rule.
Well, it's least challenge, right? Because this is modified.
This is modified, yeah. Like a 4-to-1, just barely over 4-to-1 ratio. But again, it turned into a very wet, dry pattern. Got a little tricky for some of the kids. Then the transition happened. Games 2, 3. We only had 3 on a pair, so got a little tricky for a couple games. Good job, Jared. Super impressed with this kiddo's game, man. Getting better and better. Like Jared said, he's like, I got to get even. I got to beat JT. Chris, all right, has Phil ball, so that leaves him with 181.
So JT finished with a 167.
Yeah, JT finished
Jared
167.
is sitting at a 185 plus this shot. Looks like it's, oh my gosh, that's a second stone.
Yeah,
Hey,
Ben's going to be
so
working on a
194.
On a camera that will
get the scores.
Get the score. So working on that. This setup is actually pretty freaking cool. I love it. So yeah, we'll get the scores to you as soon as.
Yeah, we got to purchase a couple other cameras and make sure we got enough power to run them.
So final match, Jared 194 against JT 167. Chris Lalos in the Varsity finished 188. Sebastian's on a huge string here. Mike, we need to put it up on the 10. We need to put the score up on the for 10 frames versus 5 frames. Yeah, right now because we can only see 5 frames. Yeah. That's all right. The cameras can't pick it up anyway. Only we can.
I got it tight.
Huh? Yeah. So I think after this match, we're gonna go off of Facebook or YouTube Live, Ben.
This is just the semifinals.
Semifinals,
the
right.
championship will be
next,
right after this.
Yeah.
It will be on our YouTube at LVYBT 300. Sebastian's going. Let's see if he pulls a 278 on this last shot.
So stay tuned. We have to shut down and then start back up when the championship game match is going to be Sebastian Huffman bowling against his buddy Mason Snow.
We got to reset here. So the we have to do the practice shots for the kids coming on the lanes and stuff like that, and that's too much to just leave up here on the live stream. So
And then
we will restart this right at the beginning of the championship. Let's take a look here as we get this reset. Thanks to Poolwick for everything they provided. Phil's talked about that. To all of our volunteers that help out. Here is some storm information and stormbowling.com. We're having a little problem resetting this thing, but Storm Bowling's always been real supportive of the youth bowling. SYCs are fun to bowl.
Yep.
That's the Storm Youth Championships. That's a trail
Awesome.
around the country. You can bowl as many or as little as you want. Same with the Junior Bowlers Tour here in our region. That's the Southwest region. We have different, Jeff has different tournaments and areas to allow your kids to be able to practice the same thing, except for Jeff does it a little bit bigger scale than what we do. We're hoping that what we do here will help build the Las Vegas bowlers, and then we're also providing opportunities for the youth in our area. Another reason to bowl the LVYBTs is we have a point system this year for a stipend at the end of the year for the youth to be able to hopefully get their parents. We worked with the USBC to be able to provide a reimbursement of some degree. So some of the monies and donations that we work with this year will be put into a fund for the end of the year for awarding to the Junior Gold Travelers. So always a good time to bowl LVYBT. We want to thank you guys again. Sebastian got the strike, so it's 278 to 188. And we will see you soon.